I'm sorry, Mr. Whitaker, I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I said, God help me.
Hello guys, and welcome back to the Cedi Investor. So in this particular episode, we have our GSE News Wrap, where I go over the best and most interesting financial news and I give my thoughts on it. So in today's video, we are going to do it a little bit different. I'm planning on doing it live, so I'm giving my live thoughts on the news. And pardon me if I'm a little bit slow today. I'm very tired, but I still have to do what I have to do. So let's start off with Vault News. This one platform I really like getting news from. I think it's very interesting. I like it. I like the design of the platform and everything. Okay, so we have here Cedi to hit 11.45 by year end, despite BOG's heavy FX interventions. This is news by IC Research. While the interbank market reflects controlled trading rates, retail forex market paints a more troubling picture, with the dollar selling at over 12 Ghana cedis to the cedi, which is very, very true. IC Research pointed out that this divergence indicates that retail traders and broader market are already pricing in higher depreciation, bringing rates closer to what it's described as fair value of 12. And they said they viewed that the interbank US dollar to cedi remains estimated fair value, and the cedi is still forecasted to weaken to 11.45. So I do agree with them in the terms of I do expect the cedi to climb back up to around maybe I wouldn't necessarily say 11.4, maybe around 12. I don't think we'll surpass 13 Ghana cedis for sure. At least not this year. Hopefully not. But I do expect. I don't expect the appreciation to continue. Right now, we are even in a stabilization phase. So the cedi is not going down. It's not going up. It's at like hovering around the same level. And I really like the fact that they touched on the gap between interbank and retail market. Now, one of the platforms I used to invest, I'm sure you guys, maybe because I promote the Cedi Investor, you guys might think I don't invest in other markets, but probably maybe I have to clarify more on that. I do invest in the US market as well. I think even the main reason I started the Cedi Investor was to really diversify and try and also build an investment in Ghana, because at the end of the day, I'm from Ghana and I would like to think I understand the Ghana market way more than maybe the US market. So I'm really deviating from my point. One of the platforms I used to invest into the US market is the Bamboo is a platform. I think it's a Nigerian platform. The rates they are providing there is currently around 12 to 12.5 to 1.6 Ghana cedis, which is far above the 10.4, 10.5 that Bank of Ghana is showing. So it's really quite different, and it really shows that even people are pricing in that the cedi is going to depreciate a little bit over the rest of the months. Alright, what other news is here? What other news is interesting? BOG surrenders to cryptocurrency reality. In a significant policy shift, the governor has announced that the central bank cannot stop the use of digital currency. Of course, you can't, marking a new chapter in Ghana's engagement with virtual assets. Instead of enforcing an outright ban, the BOG is now embracing a pragmatic path, one of regulation, collaboration, and controlled innovation. And I don't even understand why they didn't do this initially. I think crypto has been in Ghana for how many years now? Probably more than 5. I'm sure a lot of people, even some businesses, might not a lot, but some businesses do engage in cryptocurrencies, and all those cryptos and the use of digital currencies, they are all becoming like prevalent in the space. It has become very, very crucial in terms of in countries like the US, where even I read an article that MasterCard are now trying to integrate digital currencies into its platform, where you'll be able to use digital currencies on their MasterCard and Visa platform. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, I do agree with them. They definitely won't be able to stop cryptocurrency, but then there are benefits to cryptocurrencies that maybe the government is missing out on. So if you can't stop it, the next best thing is to, if you can't beat them, just join them, something like that. So just try and regulate it to ensure that people are using it in the right way. There's not really a lot of scams, and the benefits of people using it can also be added to the economy in terms of economic growth and all those things. Yeah. So personally, I'm not really knowledgeable about the whole crypto space. I don't really engage in crypto trading or anything like that. So I'd love to know if you guys do, what you think about cryptocurrencies, what your thoughts are, and if maybe you have some knowledge in the space. I'd love to learn. At the end of the day, we are a community, and learning is always important. So if anyone is knowledgeable about this area, I'd love to know. So the governor said, as a regulator and together with other regulators, we are joining efforts to ensure the benefits accrue to us while minimizing the risks. He compared how do you pronounce this word? I'm not going to pronounce it. Of crypto to air, saying you can't say it, you can't stop it. It goes everywhere. All you have to do is develop systems to minimize the risks. Absolutely agree, and this should have been done a long time ago. So we have another story here. MTN Ghana deepens customer connections in Eastern region with 250 million network investments. I'm not going to read the story, but I think one thing that it really shows is how MTN is a company that's really willing to invest, and that's one thing I like about the company. They are always investing, they are always trying to innovate, and always trying to be like the leaders of anything new that will benefit businesses. So I really like that about MTN. Okay, so we have another story. Go to upgrade 274 stations nationwide. Go has announced plans to renovate 270 of its fuel stations across the country by December 2025. The move forms part of the far-reaching modernization drive aimed at elevating customer experience, boosting operational efficiency, and reinforcing GOIL's strategic role in Ghana's energy sector. I think even GOIL holds like the biggest market share when it comes to the oil and gas section in Ghana. So hopefully this just increases their profitability and maybe revenue generation. So I think one issue that I do have with oil and gas companies is that they generate a lot of revenue, but almost all of that revenue is eaten up by expenditure, and that's like cost of sales, like the basic materials needed to generate those revenues. So even though they generate a lot of revenue, they end up having little to no cash or little to no profit being made at the end of the period. So that's mainly one reason I usually stick away from oil and gas, but it's interesting to see. We have another story here I think will be interesting. The Cedi can rival global currencies if Ghanaian restore confidence. Governor of the Bank of Ghana has stated that the Ghanaian Cedi has the potential to rival any global currency. Do not agree, provided Ghanaians commit to restoring trust and value in the local unit. You don't need to hold the dollar. The Cedi can be as good as any currency. That's not true. It all depends on what we collectively do with it. Now, yes, in theory, if we put more trust and value into the local currency, it could potentially rival any other global currency. So I just literally finished recording this video and I realized my phone was not recording the whole time. So there's probably the end of the video. I'm so tired that I don't really feel like recording it anymore. But let me know what your thoughts are in terms of the style of this type of video. Do you want this live one, or you prefer the scripted ones that I normally do? Also, comment down below what your thoughts are on the few stories that the phone was able to record. I really appreciate any comments that you leave down below, and just smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Also, share to people you think might be interested. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, and have a blessed rest of your day. Peace.